And the 49ers eliminate the Las Vegas Raiders from playoff football. Just a little kick him out. Roddy Gold almost kicked him in, and he kicked him out. Gotta say, so where's Panda? Panda's right there sleeping. Happy New Year, baby! We're getting ready for some 49ers post-game live action. Versus the Raiders going live for the first time 2023. Let's go. Alright, Pen, you gotta get on. You gotta get on, Pen. I can't. Say hi, Panda. Oh, dude. Yo, we gotta get this show started, buddy. Yeah. Alright, go back to bed. Alright, let's get this show on the road, baby. Ladies and gentlemen, damas and caballeros, party people around the world, welcome to the first Gary Lamb Main Event Mania of 2023. 49ers post-game live. And my co-host, Panda. All right, friends. Close game. More boxes checked for Brock. First of all, before that, the Raiders chose to start Stidham. Man, definitely not Stidham, this guy. And I apologize to you, Stidham. I said you weren't an elite scrambler, man. You are. You're good. I can see why the Raiders, like this guy's talent. But again, the 49ers defense, over an accumulation of time, are going to get to that quarterback. Nick Bosa had no sacks, but a hell of an impact. But I want to get back to Brock. Another box checked. Down 10 points at halftime. Makes a comeback. Things don't go right for him. Interception. Today, his lack of arm strength came into play. The interception, throwing deep to Kittle. He had him open. He just underthrew him. Another play in the end zone to Jennings. Underthrew him. Over the middle, in the end zone. He had a tight window. I think it got in his head. In the drive, about 6 minutes ago in the fourth quarter, when the 49ers Gold actually made the field goal and gave the 49ers a lead. But a play after that, I think it was with Croft, he didn't want to go to him, and then he tries to fit the ball in the window to Kittle, and it bounced off Kittle's hands. I couldn't tell if the defender swiped to watch the replay, but those are plays where Brock's arm, lack of arm strength is going to come into play. All that being said, he answered another test. Look, you can't have every attribute. I think the lack of arm strength is canceled out by the guy's ball skills, the toughness. Things didn't go his way. Hey, look at the 49ers blew a kick in overtime. The defense, by the way, hell of a job. D'Amico Ryans made nice adjustments, but damn, we still can't stop that running quarterback. But boy, they changed that a lot in the second half of accumulation time. The Niners defense got to skid him. There was some ducks over there. Purdy threw a duck to Ayuk. But ultimately, the guy's got luck. So this is going to be short halftime. Or short Gary Lamb Main Event Mania. I wanted to say at halftime. I didn't bring it up. This is a good chance, like it was last week, for Brock Purdy to show he can bring a team back. The 49ers were a defensive team. Well, they are still a defense. They gave up 24 points at halftime. But now they're showing they're a team that can win anyway, any kind of game. They're showing some of their weaknesses. Great job, Raiders. Hey, when you got your guy against the 49ers second corner, the 49ers attacked this. The Raiders attacked the second corner, whoever's on Diamador Lenore, whoever was Lenore was guarding. Darren Waller had a nice game. But the 49ers are finding ways to win. And that's starting with their quarterback. Look at, I don't know if I would have had a lot of confidence in, Jimmy Garoppolo, which, but this Brock Purdy, things didn't go perfect for him. 49ers there was a lot of pressure on this game. The Raiders, this was their last hope for the playoffs. They're still alive. The 49ers got some help today. The 49ers still have a chance for the 1 seed and the 2 seed. Hey, they are still alive. This game meant a lot to the 49ers. And Brock showed up in a big game. He wasn't perfect. When the going got tough, this brother stayed on the field. Some of his, lack of arm strength, again, it showed up. But he didn't quit. The guys hung with him. He underthrew Kittle. Kittle had his back. I like how this game's going. This was not a perfect game for the 49ers. Definitely not a perfect game for the defense. That same damn problem. They cannot guard the number 1 receiver. They cannot stop a damn running quarterback. And it's bothered them the whole time. The whole time. So, the 49ers got to clean that up. At least since the Russell Wilson era, the 49ers have not stopped running quarterbacks. We got to clean that up. But like I said, the encouraging factor is that 49ers down 24-14 at halftime. The young quarterback checked another box. Came back at halftime. Took the lead late. Raiders, like I said, Stidham, good job starting them. Stidham, you started Stidham, good job Raiders. I don't want to go into the Raiders. I don't care about them. I'm glad every time they lose, but Stidham didn't look bad until he did, till the 49ers pass rush started getting on him. But again, Brock Purdy didn't look perfect. His arm strength didn't look great. But again, another box check for this kid. He led the 49ers to a field goal. Should have been a victory. Gold missed it. 49ers and Brock Purdy, they are all about the comeback. They are all about every damn thing happens to you and you stick with it. That's why this team has respect. That's why they have a chance to win the Super Bowl. But they gotta damn clean up the same damn things on defense. That running quarterback, it freaking annoys the crap out of me that they can never shut it down. Like, DeMeco Ryans, you gotta get Kyle Shanahan, DeMeco Ryans, find a damn way. In the second half, we cleaned that up a little bit. Man, that boast of having no sacks. What a great game. Tremendous. Hyder Jr., big tip, and Drake Jackson with interception. These guys deliver. They deliver in the damn clutch. I hope Drake Greenlaw's okay. Lenore, man, just so many times so close to the ball. But ever since, E-Man has been out, he had 2 elite corners, at least a B+ and an A-, at least, maybe 2 A cornerbacks. That's gonna be a question. Jimmy Jackson, he really solidified that nickel position, but it's kind of been at the cost of some deep plays, right? Jimmy Ward, tremendous job solidifying the nickel. He should be a safety. I think some of those plays, you got Hufanga and Gibson. It's like a 2-edged sword. Gibson got that big pick to close out the game, but him and Hufanga, you got two wild cards back there who are gonna make plays. Great job, guys. But without having Ward back there, the safe safety, there's gonna be some big plays like what happened in the first half today. But you know what? Dan, you gotta live a little dangerously. You gotta take a chance. You gotta pay the cost to be the boss. I hope Aaron Banks is okay. I hope Dre Greenlaw's okay. Those would be big losses. But it seems like no matter who the hell goes down, the 49ers got someone to replace him. I mean, they haven't replaced E-Man. They haven't replaced Mosley. Then Verrett goes down right after that. That is a big... The two things that are killing the 49ers are... They still have... As many times have burned the hell out of them for like a decade. For a freaking decade. They always get beat in a terrible situation by a running quarterback, and then you got the Skidham guy. And I said he wasn't elite. He freaking did a nice job today. Who knows what this guy's gonna do? Everyone's looks like a Hall of Famer till they get hit in the freaking face by a 275-pound defensive end that runs like a 4.6 40. Okay, this guy got socked up today. We'll see what he was about. I can see why the Raiders started him, but I don't really give a damn about the Raiders. I still like why to see the 49ers. Even in losing, since Shanahan took over, this damn team's got heart. They stick together. They lose all their players. They stand by each other. Before I get back to Brack, I want to bring in McCaffrey. And I just want to... in fact, I'll talk about them both at the same time. The 49ers, and it's an oversimplification, but they are a brute force team with Kyle Shanahan like being the brains of the operation. They're like in the Ninja Turtles. We had that alien brain. He had this robot body. You think about the players and this is an oversimplification. I'm not saying you guys are dumb. But just look at the offense. Kyle Shanahan, that's his baby. The top players on offense. George Kittle, brutal runner, fast. Right? But not a guy, he'd rather knock your ass down on the block. He'd just rather do that as much as catch touchdowns, right? Just brutality. Debo, brutality. Like he's maybe the most brutal wide receiver I've ever seen. Brandon Ayuk. And then you had Mostert. Speed on speed. You had speed, physicality, brutality. Hell yeah! Give me some of that, right? Yep. Jimmy Garoppolo, a tough guy. Trey Lance, what a tough mentally. His body sometimes breaks down, but the guy's some dumbass shit. He thinks he's a linebacker, and then he's a quarterback. He's getting hurt. But that mentality, that's why these guys don't quit. I love it. Trey Lance, what a talent, Trey Lance. But you add this Christian McCaffrey, and he's a ball player. A guy who knows where to be at the right time. He does everything. He knows what to do. He knows where to be. He has a feel. I'm not saying he's not tough. He's a running back. He does everything pretty well. Tremendous receiver. He's a better goal line back than you give him credit for. Better short yardage back, right? But he just has a knack. He does all the things right. And that's just what he knows how to find the holes in the defense. He knows how to make the right blocks. He does everything you need. He's a good teammate. I saw Jordan Mason with his first touchdown. Cheer on Jordan Mason. Let him be the closer. I need more Jordan Mason. But a guy like McCaffrey, just a good ball player, like any kind of sport. You add a good ball player team, it's like a glue. You get a guy who can pass in basketball and knows where to be, who knows how to set a pick, who knows how to damn play the game. In baseball, a guy who knows the fundamentals, a guy who knows how to bunt, a guy who knows situational hitting. And you add that with McCaffrey and another guy who has those qualities is Brock Purdy. Like I said, he doesn't have an elite arm. It cost him today. It cost the Niners today. He underthrew some passes. He read the right reads. He had Kittle deep. He couldn't get him deep. He had Jennings deep. He couldn't get him deep. I want to also say he has this rib injury too that could be costing him. But he doesn't have arm strength to spare like a Kaepernick or a Josh Allen. He don't have that. And there's also some tight windows in the end zone he just didn't hit. All right, he has to anticipate it. By the way, he's a fucking rookie. He's a fucking rookie. So I'm just like, and that's a credit to him that I'm criticizing him, because I'm not comparing him to rookies. Like, this is the dude who's going to take us to the bowl. I have confidence in the dude, right? Those are the negatives. You can't, his arm is only so strong. But he's a ball player. He does the right things. And one thing, elite attribute he has is that escapability. It's just like he has the turbo button in Madden where he's got that escapability. It's Russell Wilson. Like, he's not going to rush like Russell Wilson, but he's got that spin. He's got all the ball. He got the fakes. He's got him down. Look at, there was highlights of where his eyes should be. Especially he needs to, he can't telegraph his pass. He just can't. He's not gonna be like Trey Lance where he sees it and he can just fire it through. Okay, he don't got that kind of arm. But he's a good ball player. He's a good ball player. He was I think the book's out on him a little bit, but he is a good ball player, and that's what's adding to this offense. That is why the 49ers went from a team who can barely score 20 to coming back and winning today, down by 10 at halftime, when the Raiders came back and tied them. Okay? So Brock Purdy, the book's out on him, but you know what? He's a ball player. He has there's a lot of things he could do. He's going to do what it takes. I think teams are going to start making him, throw deep. They might let up on this, the rushing attack. But the 49ers really want to run the damn ball. So if Brock can do enough to make teams, take guys out of the box, hell, that's great, because the 49ers want to run anyway with McCaffrey, and I'd love to see Mason more. Ty Davis Price had a nice run today. But Brock is going to do everything pretty well. He has the touch on the short passes. He has a touch on the deep passes. The brother just, 25 yards is what he's got, all right? So it's hard to, the physicality of that throw, it ain't there. But I'll take it, because that's the one thing that, in his Madden, that's the one thing he's kind of minus on. There's his average, he's about right here. But I'll take it, because he does everything else well. Everything pretty good. He's a ball player out there. And I don't know what he's going to be, but I want this guy on my team. He knows how to play ball. He doesn't fucking quit. He was down 10 at halftime. He led the 49ers back to a possible game-winning field goal when the Raiders, who had everything to gain, their playoff hopes were on the line. 49ers still going for the 1 and the 2 seed. Big game. Big win for the 49ers. Another box check for Brock Purdy. This season is looking like a season of destiny. I'm going to tell you, it's a story. It seems like Brock Purdy is getting set up like a prize fighter. It's like all the opponents for the 49ers are sparring partners. A few weeks ago, he gets to take on Tom Brady. The Buccaneers aren't what they were, but there was a lot of pressure on that game. First career start for Brock against the GOAT. Has a tremendous first half, blowout. It's like you're setting up a young Mike Tyson against, some guy who had a big name, like a Larry Holmes or something, or, if you set up a young guy against an old opponent who's kind of over the hill, but they got some things that'll, you can work on, and bam, he gets that win. The game against the Saints were going to have a hard time scoring against a 49er offense, but they have a good damn defense. Brock gets to work against a tough defense. Again, Washington, 49ers tied at halftime. Can Heineke and Wentz, do the job against the 49er defense. It had the receivers. Scary Terry, McClellan, Dotson, Samuelson, whatever his name is. That was a tough matchup. The defensive line for Washington. But you knew the 49ers were going to win. It was like the 49ers were going to lose. It was just like, it's a sparring partner for Brock. Like, he knows what it takes to get to that, to go against a good defensive line. Against, the Niners have Trent Williams, but everyone else is a question mark. Either they're too young, McGlinchey's hurt, sometimes they look bad. Aaron Banks, I hope he's well. Brunson, they're young, right? Brunskill, the whole thing there's question marks. They have good games, good bad games. Most of them, the interior three are first-year starters, okay? And you got the veterans, McGlinchey and Trent Williams. McGlinchey, bro, sometimes he could just be a turnstile, but he was playing every game. So after a few injured seasons, his ass is out there, so good on you. But to my point, everything is set up for Brock just to go to the next level, the next opponent. What's it going to be? So the main question is, Brock, can he do it in a playoff situation? But today was a big game. The Raiders needed to win this game. There was some newness. The whole 49er team, it's like a story for the whole team. There was a new quarterback. There was a situation where the 49ers, a clutch situation where the Raiders can be in the playoffs. The 49ers can get the number 1 or 2 seed down early. How's Brock going to respond? He didn't look great, but he did the job. He didn't quit. He didn't do a lot of stupid stuff. And the thing is, I liked it. There was a floaty pass toward the end of the game where Ayuk caught a floater. But you know what? You need some damn dumb luck. Brett Favre had dumb luck. Russell Wilson, how many times as a 49er fan have you seen a big floater in the air? It's like, we're going to get a pick, and somehow it gets to the other team. It happened in the Super Bowl against the Ravens. I mean, with Flacco throwing a duck up there. So I'll take that luck. Brock gets lucky sometimes, but it's just enough. I love, you need a guy with some luck out there. You can't have no guy with like a storm cloud over you. So there's nothing that Brock Purdy has done to say this team can't get to the Super Bowl. I did see him put his head down. Where I think it's in his head where like the plays that he didn't make, the big plays, 3 of them I'm going to put in mine, or 4. That big play to Kittle, didn't quite have the arm. He saw it. He was open. He just couldn't get it over to him. Jennings had his man beat. Brock saw him, couldn't get it there. In the end zone, it looked like he passed on a receiver in the back of the end zone, and he went to McCaffrey. That's fine, because you need to do it. But again, he had Kittle open in a window. Look at the broadcast team did a nice job today of showing where Brock was looking. Maybe Brock needs to look over there, but you know what? If that's Lance, he just fired in there. Defenses are going to try to exploit that lack of arm. But it didn't stop the 49ers from doing what they needed to do today. They were down 14 at halftime to a team who needed a win to keep their playoffs alive. Brock Purdy delivered in a clutch game. Nice job, Brock. All right, so what else I'm going to talk about today? All right, Brandon Ayuk. Bro, Ayuk is on fire. But, bro, you got to catch the damn ball, bro. You have better hands than that. And, again, the 49ers stick together. Ayuk had some drops today. Brock kept going to him. He's the one who caught that floater. There's a big story about, George Kittle and Jimmy Garoppolo being best friends. Brock couldn't get the ball to Kittle, but Kittle was the first one who had his back. 49ers have each other's back, Jack. Again, I'm going to highlight Nick Bosa. Again, no sacks, but he made a big play on the goal line in the first half. Defense coordinator D'Amico Ryans. He needed to make some adjustments today. 49ers gave up 24 in the first half. Until late in the game, the 49ers were shutting them out in the second half. That damn running quarterback, and I don't know. He's not Russell Wilson. He's not, Patrick Mahomes. But he was moving around. I didn't give him credit at halftime. But this guy's. I think that's part of his game. But we got to stop that shit. It's too many damn times. I'm sick and tired of the 49ers getting beat by the same damn thing. All right. And I got to get to my boy Talanoa Hufanga. And there's a question. And I'll put the other safety, 31, in this mix too. You got a couple playmakers out there. And this might turn out to be a genius move. 31 got the big pick to seal the game. But Jimmy Ward was this team's starting safety with Hufanga. And I saw Jimmy as a guy, when Talanoa Hufanga would make a mistake, when he'd bite to go make a play, when he'd come up on the ball, Ward was going to cover it up, be in the right place at the right time. But the 49ers chose to go with playmaking safeties, and you know what? It panned out today. You got to take some chances. You got to pay the cost to be the boss. But we'll see how this works out, because Jimmy Ward came back and maybe it's the right thing to do. The 49ers have drafted a lot of corners, a lot of talent, but just like last year with not as bad as Ambrose, what the hell's his name? Hell's his name? Escaping me. The cornerback that started last year. What the hell's his name? I'm forgetting his name. The other cornerback who started last year. Not Ambrose. Even Dean Ambrose. But Deommodore Lenoir is really close on some plays. Not quite there. Maybe some seasoning is going to get him there at the outside corner. They chose that. I think the reasoning for putting Jimmy Ward in the nickel position is that you want another veteran out there. You can't just have two rookies like Womack and any other the guys before got is escaping my mind. The guy who closed out the season of the Rams game, escaping my mind. I ain't seen the dude play in forever, so that's why I forgot your name. So maybe they have Jimmy Ward out there because they want a veteran out there. But I was just like, damn, this guy's in his 30s. Now you're gonna go from safety to corner. This is like Rod Woodson, but Jimmy Ward has been fantastic there. So we'll see. It's cost the 49ers quite a bit down the field. They've given up some plays on the field. But the 49ers, they weren't playmakers. Now they are. So we're going for the big play. And I think what allows them to, go with that strategy is having Brock Purdy in the offense be able to score some points. Brock can run Kyle Shanahan's offense. So again, the story is building up. 49ers start off contenders for the title. You got this top-notch defense checking Trey Lance. There's a lot of fear. You had Emmanuel Moseley and Mooney Ward just making him look tough. Kyle Shanahan gets a little scared. Having Trey Lance run. A tsunami, all hell breaks loose in Chicago, game 1. 49ers lose. Next week, the franchise rookie quarterback goes down. And then out of nowhere, a guy who was on the team you didn't give a playbook to, the old hero, steps back. Old Jimmy G. Jimmy G. And then it seemed like this is Jimmy G's time. It's his destiny. It can't happen again. It happens again. Jimmy G goes down. But within that storyline, you had Mr. Irrelevant, the last pick in the draft. And it's significant that the 49ers drafted him. He could have been a free agent. The 49ers decided to use that pick. And you could see what it is. The man don't, like, the reason why he was going to get drafted is because the after 25 yards I didn't do an exact measurement, brother just can't hit it. I mean, and I think he improved velocity with off-season workouts. But you got this cheap kid. When the 49ers decided to draft him instead of bidding on him. So that one move, it's like no one missed on him. I mean, how many times have you heard, boy, he's very polished, a very polished player. And I'm all about the fundamentals. You got to have the talent, bro. NFL's a different level. You got to have something. You got to have a little something. That's why the man didn't get drafted. But what he does have is that elite burst. That elite burst. You spin, he's gone. Spin, he's gone. It's like he's gone against enough elite defensive linemen. Devontae Sweat last week, the man can get away. Like who's gonna chase his ass down? Sometimes I'm scared he's gonna turn and get knocked into someone else. He has that elite ability and the fundamentals. And what he's got is heart. He fits right in with the 49ers. Behind the scenes of all the hype, Jimmy Garoppolo and Trey Lance, they're like the biggest thing since Joe Montana and damn Steve Young. You got these two titans. There's just controversy. Should Trey Lance be the third pick overall? Like, Trey Lance has more hype than the damn 1 and 2. Wilson's a bust. I don't know if Wilson's a bust, but there's just so much damn hype. Jimmy Garoppolo, I'm handsome. He looks like damn Christopher Reeves out there. And both those guys are good. I don't give a damn. I want my team to win. But under all that, you got this guy, the little engine that could. He's got that little Russell Wilson speed burst. He's got the turbo button. And then he stops. And then truck, Brock Purdy, endurance, and testicular fortitude. Man's got caught. He already had it. And before I talk about his arm strength, bro, he's got hit in the ribs. When you get hurt in the ribs, it only hurts when you breathe. But he don't got nothing to spare, all right? He don't got nothing. Trey Lance has something to spare. Patrick Mahomes has arm strength to spare. Brock has enough. And despite what happened today, the damn Niners won. They're never pushing 30 for the whole damn beginning of the year. He's a ball player. He's got heart. The guy's got his back. And will the San Francisco 49ers bring back a 6th Lombardi trophy from Arizona? And with that, God bless you. Keep it real. Keep it clean. or Panda. This has been Gary Lamb with Gary Lamb. Main Event Mania!